Hi students, welcome to this video. Now in this video, we are going to discuss an important branch of physics, that is electromagnetic induction. So in electromagnetic induction, there are different laws. So in this video, now we are going to discuss what is magnetic flux, what is magnetic induction, what are the laws of electromagnetic induction and some problems related with that. Okay, so let us see one by one. First of all, let us see the definition for electromagnetic induction, right? So, Michael Faraday discovered this process. Already we studied the experiment, Weierstrass experiment, right? So, the converse of Weierstrass experiment is Faraday's experiment. So, what is the definition for electromagnetic induction? Let us see now. Whenever the magnetic flux linked with a closed coil changes, an EMF is induced and hence an electric current flows in the circuit. This current is called induced current and the EMF giving rise to such a current is called induced EMF. So this phenomena is called electromagnetic induction, right? So in this definition, we come across an important word, that is magnetic flux. So first of all, let us see magnetic flux. So magnetic flux means the number of magnetic lines of force passing through a particular area, that is called magnetic flux. So the diagram explains the same. There is a particular area, the number of magnetic lines of force passing through the particular area is called magnetic flux. It is represented by the symbol phi b. Okay, right? And equation is also given, that is phi is equal to integral b vector dot dA vector, right? So phi is magnetic flux. It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar product also. So phi is the product of magnetic flux density and area. Therefore b vector dot dA vector. Okay. So if it is expanded, then the expanded formula will become BA cos theta. Okay, right? So there are two types of flux. That is, one is positive flux and another one is negative flux. So if the magnetic lines, if it flows outward, means it is called positive flux. Then if it comes inward, means it is called negative flux. The unit for magnetic flux is given, that is, the unit is Weber. Another unit is also there, that is Tesla meter squared. Therefore, 1 Weber is equal to 1 Tesla meter squared, right? So, we discussed here two types of flux. One is positive flux and another one is negative flux. If the angle theta lies between 0 and 90 degree, then the flux is taken as positive. If the angle lies more than 180, then we can take the flux as negative flux, right? So if the normal drawn on the surface is in the direction of the field, then the flux is taken as positive. If the normal on the surface is opposite to the direction of the field, if theta is 180 means, then the flux is taken as negative, right? So we discussed now magnetic flux. The next thing we are going to discuss is magnetic flux density. So magnetic flux density B is equal to phi divided by A. That is the formula, right? So magnetic flux density is defined as the magnetic flux per unit area. The unit is volt into second. Okay, right? So there is another unit for magnetic flux density, that is Tesla. So 1 Tesla is equal to Weber per meter squared, right? 1 Weber, already we know that 1 Weber is volt into second. So this is equal to 10 power 8 EMU, right? Therefore, the unit for magnetic flux density is Tesla. The CGS unit is Maxwell, right? So, the magnetic flux and magnetic flux density, these two words are very important regarding electromagnetic induction. So, the next thing we are going to see is Faraday's laws, right? So, Faraday's experiment, let us see. So, you consider simply a coil this coil is connected to a galvanometer, right? There is no battery in the circuit. Okay, if a coil is connected to a galvanometer without any battery, then a magnet is moved towards the coil or away from the coil, and EMF will be induced inside the coil. Due to the induced EMF, the galvanometer shows deflection in right direction or left direction, right? So the diagram indicates the magnet can be moved in both the directions. The magnet can be moved towards the coil or the magnet can be moved away from the coil. Suppose if the coil and the magnet both are at rest, means there is no deflection in the galvanometer. When the magnet is moved towards the coil, then there will be right deflection in the galvanometer. When the magnet is moved away from the coil, then there will be left deflection in the galvanometer. Okay, right? Now, let us see. There are two laws regarding Faraday's experiment. So, those laws are called Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. The first law explains that whenever magnetic flux linked with the closed circuit changes, an EMF is induced in the circuit, which lasts in the circuit as long as the magnetic flux is changing. Right? So, magnetic flux change will be there, means then there will be induced EMF. This is the meaning for the first law. Then, according to Faraday's second law, the magnitude of the induced EMF in a closed circuit is equal to the time rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit, right? So, the magnetic flux linked with each turn of the coil, if it changes by d phi b in a time dt, then the induced EMF is written as E is equal to d phi b divided by dt for a single turn coil. If the coil contains n turns, means then the equation for Faraday's second law is written as E is equal to n d phi by divided by dt. Okay. So, a negative sign is given in this equation. So, the negative sign is a consequence of Lenz's law. Okay. So, now let us see the next one, Lenz's law. Right. So, the Lenz's law indicates the direction of the induced current. In which direction the induced current is flowing. Okay, that is given by Lenz's law. So, Lenz's law states that the direction of the induced current is such that it always opposes the cause responsible for the production. Okay, right? So, that is given in this diagram. When the magnet is moved, the two diagrams are given. The first diagram, there is a coil, the magnet is moved towards the coil. Right? In the second diagram, explains a current is induced inside the coil. So, when a current is induced inside the coil, due to the induced current, a magnetic field is produced in the coil itself. Okay, so this induced magnetic field opposes the moving magnet. Therefore, the magnet cannot be moved further towards the coil. Okay, right? So, the second diagram clearly explains the Lenz's law. In the second diagram, indicates the production of the induced current. So, when the induced current is produced, automatically a magnetic field is also induced. This induced magnetic field opposes the movement of the magnet towards the coil. Okay, so here opposing, the word important, this word is very important. Therefore, the movement of the magnet is opposed by the induced magnetic field. So, a negative sign is introduced in Faraday's equation. Okay, so next we will see the Lenz's law's equation. Lenz's law's equation, the induced EMF EB is equal to minus n into del phi divided by del t. So, here my negative sign is here. This negative sign is due to Lenz's law. The important thing is Lenz's law is a consequence of law of conservation of energy. Okay, right? So, there are so many illustrations for Lenz's law, right? There are so many practical illustrations for Lenz's law. Now, let us see one example. Okay, right? So now let us see one sum related to the induced EMF, right? So the sum is given now. A coil of 5 turns, a coil of 15 turns and radius 10 centimeters surrounds a long solenoid of radius 2 centimeter and 1 into 10 power 3 turns per meter as shown in figure. The current in the solenoid changes. I is equal to 5 ampere sin 120t. Find the induced EMF in the 15 turn coil as a function of time. So the diagram is given. There is a solenoid. Solenoid means it is a long coil only, right? This solenoid is connected to a EM, alternating current, right? So therefore, what is the induced EMF, right? So the induced EMF 5B is equal to mu naught NIA, right? So this is a formula. Therefore, induced EMF E is equal to minus N into d phi by dt. So this is equal to, substitute the formula for 5B, right? So this 5B formula is for solenoid, okay va? Right? So substitute the formula, that is minus N into mu naught N into pi r squared. Pi r squared represents the area into di by dt. Substitute all the parameters. So finally we will get the induced EMF E is equal to minus 14.2 cos 120t millivolt. So this is the induced EMF. Even though this sum is related to solenoid, you should know how the EMF is induced, right? Here we use the Lenz's formula only. Okay, the formula is E is equal to minus N into d phi by dt. Okay, right? So like this, there are so many sums are there. So in the next videos, we will see what are the sums related to solenoid and the EMF induced. Okay, right. Thank you.